Evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of fuel cell buses, chemical cell buses and diesel buses. And we've got a 6-mark question here. Okay, so it's important we take each of these in turn, state the advantages and disadvantages, and then at the end, evaluate. We need to come to a conclusion. Okay, to do this, I'm quickly going to draw a table on the space I've got here, just because that way I know I have done everything that we need to do. So, fuel cells, let's do fuel cells first. And we need advantages and disadvantages. So I'm going to put a line halfway down there, and I'm going to do advantages up here and disadvantages over here. How many lines have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's do it on 4 lines. Let's rule off there under 4. And then after fuel cells, we'll do chemical cells. Chemical cells are batteries. Okay, there's chemicals inside the battery to produce electricity. We'll do 4 lines there. And then finally, after batteries, we've got diesel. And I'll rule that one off at the bottom to leave a line so we can do our conclusion. Right, so it doesn't matter how you structure a 6-mark answer. There's no marks for structuring. The marks are for making sure you write everything you need to write, and it makes sense, obviously. So fuel cells, advantages, longer life. Batteries, chemical cells don't last that long. We get voltage. We get a constant voltage out of them. Voltage is constant. Batteries, the voltage dips as they go by. Once they're set up, they require no maintenance at all. No maintenance. These are all advantages. They're quicker to refuel. Batteries take a reasonable time to fill up. And big advantage over diesel, water is the only emission. So there's a few advantages there. Fuel cells, disadvantage, comparatively expensive to manufacture. Hydrogen obviously must be supplied. No hydrogen, no electricity must be supplied. Hydrogen has to be manufactured. Hydrogen is flammable. I'll go further than that. I'd say hydrogen is an explosive gas. So we've got safety issues there. So that's an issue would be safety. And storage. Hydrogen is a gas is difficult. Okay, chemical cells. No emissions at all. It's a big advantage of battery, of chemical cell cars and buses. They're efficient. If you take diesel, for example, you're burning it. A lot of the energy is given off in the form of heat. Not the case with batteries. Obviously, they're quiet as well. Diesel cars, not always that quiet. So disadvantages. Batteries discharge if left unused. Batteries contain harmful or toxic metals often. And they can be slow to charge. Batteries don't last that long either. Batteries need replacing. Okay, diesel. Advantages. Well, it's the cheapest of the 3. It's the cheapest to manufacture, cheapest to operate of the 3 that we've got here. We've also, unlike hydrogen, we've got an established fuel infrastructure. There's petrol stations, diesel stations, fuel infrastructure all over the place. Okay, if your hydrogen car or hydrogen bus runs out of hydrogen, you can't just drive it down the petrol station because it doesn't contain hydrogen. They're quick to refuel as well. It doesn't take long to refuel a bus or a car. It takes quite a long time to charge a battery at the moment, although that technology is improving. Big disadvantages. CO2 gas emissions, greenhouse effect that leads to. Do not write here bad for the environment. You need to be specific. CO2 gas emissions. Also, diesel is renowned for giving off particulates, soot, carbon solid emissions, and they're also bad for health. They're bad for health. Leads to some quite noxious gases in cities. Diesel, also noisy. Right, so we've got advantages and disadvantages of each. Evaluate. Looking at it, fuel cells look really attractive as an option here. Whether they are going to come to fruition or not, goodness only knows, but I'm going to say fuel cells are the best long-term choice. So I have evaluated my advantages and disadvantages. All these questions on elshamhighchemistry.com.